What's up, everybody? It's me, Greg Miller, alongside the Pride of Long Island, Colin Moriarty.
Hello, Greg.
Oh, hey, how are you? You're playing some of that Vita stuff, huh?
I am, yeah.
You remote playing? You doing a what?
You're just doing all your downloading, you're syncing trophies.
With the downloading. Speaking, Greg Way, of the downloads, Last of Us DLC has been announced, Colin. Finally, the single-player story we've been waiting for. The Last of Us Left Behind.
Doesn't say that there on the screen.
No, this isn't going to change
And he's not in it.
Nope. It's just Ellie. It should say Left Behind, and then be a picture of Riley.
Right.
Of course, Ellie's best friend, they call her. We know her from American Dreams, Last of Us American Dreams, the Dark Horse comic book 4-issue series that was out. And then she gets referenced a few times inside The Last of Us.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you took the time to kind of catch up on this.
I'm a big fan of the literature.
Yeah.
So yes, this weekend I did in fact read Last of Us American Dreams. Never had time to get to it before because Dark Horse for some reason won't get on the Comixology app. Decides to have its own, which is kind of annoying. But I read it, really enjoyed it. It was really good. It wasn't what I was expecting, right? In The Last of Us, the game, spoiler alert, we know that when Ellie gets chomped, so does Riley. And they make the agreement that they're going to turn together, but Ellie never does, Riley does. I thought that's what the comic book was going to be about, but the comic book's really just them meeting for the first time, Ellie being the new kid, Ellie, meeting the Fireflies for the first time, and then them going back basically to their little containment area, right, where this is where life is going to be, nothing's going to change, but they form that bond, that friendship that I imagine Left Behind is going to touch on now.
Yeah, what I'm most interested in is that we know we're going to play as Ellie, which is very exciting.
Yeah,
you
the
played
whole
as
time.
Ellie.
Yeah.
Spoilers, I don't know why you'd even care about this if you didn't beat the game, but
I'm going to get around to beating The Last of Us, so I guess I'll check this.
You play one of the great surprises in The Last of Us is you get to play as Ellie,
Right.
and that's really one of the most thoughtful and poignant parts of the game, I think, when you take control of her in the snow and all that kind of stuff. So we'll get to mess around with her mechanics a little bit more, which is fun.
Yeah, I really like that part of playing as
and I'm super interested in that. I'm also glad that they've removed Joel from the equation for a little while, because one of the things I thought they might show or allude to at some point was maybe just Joel's life before the outbreak even happened, or right after the outbreak even happened. And it seemed like, it wouldn't be very fun to be in the life of a contractor, for instance, but show he's having some financial troubles in the beginning of the game and all that kind of stuff, just allude to that. Hopefully we'll get to see that in another DLC pack.
Yeah, imagine if this one does super well, right? It's coming out at a $15 price point. Maybe they put out some more. Maybe that's how they keep us on the hook. But I'm sure Sony and Naughty Dog in a lot of ways wants to switch their focus over to PlayStation 4 and get going.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I mean, I hope it's a nice meaty campaign that we get to spend some time with, and I hope they finish it quick so we can play it.
Final question for you. Of course, this is coming out in 2014, yada, 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 yada. Do you think that Sony kind of shot Naughty Dog in the foot on this one? How many gamers do you think traded in their PS3s and their copy of The Last of Us to get a PS4, and now they can't access this?
Maybe. I'd like to think not many people did that, although I'm sure more than I thought did that, because there's still games to play on PS3. I mean, even Gran Turismo's coming out on PS3, and there's some cool, RPGs and some big games like a Castlevania coming out next year on PS3, but that might be a problem. I mean, I wouldn't, necessarily be surprised if this had a pretty significant drop-off, but at the same time, the consoles are not backwards compatible. I mean, the biggest concern I have is I turned on my PS3 this weekend just to sync my SoundShape trophies.
Yeah.
And just holding the PS3 and using that cross-media bar again, it's hard to go back. It's really, even
Trash.
I wasn't even playing the game and it was hard to go out. So that's actually my biggest concern, is that we're going to have to
go back,
reacclimate to the DualShock 3.
We'll be over there in 2014, man. Like, this is just like the golden age of the 2013s.
Yep.
When you had that other stuff.
But even with PS4's extraordinary sales, right? In 24 hours in North America alone, 1 million sold. It's huge numbers. There's still a lot of people out there that don't have a PS4 that aren't going to buy a PS4, that still play PS3, love it. They're playing Call of Duty on it, or Battlefield, or Madden, and they'll switch back over to The Last of Us to play this. So I don't know. I'll be interested to see.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, are you planning on playing The Last of Us? What's it called? Left Behind. Similar to the book series with Kirk Cameron starring in it.
Kirk Cameron?
Yeah, remember that?
There's a Kirk Cameron connection.
Oh my God! My head's blown. You're right. Ashley Johnson, Kirk Cameron, both in Growing Pains.
Which takes place on Long
Island. Kirk Cameron goes and he's in Left Behind, the TV or the movies based on the books. Now, oh wow.
Yeah, that just blew my mind a little bit.
Where is Alan Thicke in all this? That's the real question.
Well, if only I knew. He's dealing with his son right now.
Yeah, oh my God.
His perverted son.
Don't get me started, Robin Thicke. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Left Behind will be out soon in 2014. We have the very, very short teaser trailer on IGN. Let us know what you think it's going to be all about in the comments. Then make sure you keep coming back here so we can tell you if it's good or not.